everyone, Lisa here with your weekly wellness tip. And this week we're going to be talking about the importance of breathing fresh air. But before we get started, remember to go to lisampepe.com and get your free whole life wellness assessment. And after that, you can actually head on over to my blog post. I'm going to have a free download for this one at lisampepe.com/blog/breathe fresh air. So without further ado, just remember that all the information that I give you in this video is my opinion and mine alone. Please do not misconstrue it for any medical advice or any cure for a disease or a condition. Okay, this again is just my opinion, and here we go. So the importance of breathing fresh air. Well, who knew, right? It can improve digestion, blood pressure, heart rate, and all circulatory systems. So with that will also help to improve a lot of other things like your immune system, and it can actually strengthen that immune system, and then it'll boost your mood, and then once your mood is boosted, your immune system will be strengthened again. So breathing fresh air has a domino effect in our bodies, and it's really good to make sure you're breathing fresh air as much as possible. And that doesn't just mean running from the house to the car and, just taking normal breaths. We want to do some intentional fresh air breathing. So if it's safe to do so, always get outside and breathe fresh air when you can. Take a few deep breaths, of course. And I would be outside recording this video right now if it wasn't so noisy out there, and also the sun was shining so bright my eyes were squinting shut. But I was just outside before I started this video, so I got some fresh air today, and actually I did that this morning as well. A couple times a day. Get outside, enjoy nature, and get some fresh air if it's safe to do so. Make sure that the air quality where you live or for that day is good. And it's so horrible to have to say that, but I understand people are dealing with, California wildfires. Perhaps Mother Nature is throwing them for a loop in other ways. There's allergens and pollens, and in Florida we even have controlled burns. So I try not to go outside during those times, but for the most part you can get out there and sneak some fresh air in here and there. So if you don't want to do that, I'm going to go over right now some problems that can arise from the lack of fresh air. And a few of them that I found are that it can cause drowsiness, fatigue, just a general lack of energy. I don't know if you've ever been home, maybe working in your home office, sitting watching TV, and you might notice that you start to feel kind of lethargic, and you're like, wow, I got to get up and walk around. Well, it's also because the air in your home could be a little bit stale, and we're going to go over how to fix that a little bit later. But for now, let's go over some more problems that can arise from the lack of fresh air. Also, increased brain fog. And I noticed this definitely when I'm sitting in front of my computer and I didn't go outside in the morning and do my stretch and breathe some fresh air. I start to feel a little brain fog, maybe a little concentration difficulty. So, if you work from home or even in an office, if you feel that, get outside and get some fresh air. I know nowadays because of COVID-19, we're being asked to wear masks. I have a whole page in this PDF download that I have for you. If you go over to lisampepe.com/blog/breathe fresh air, on the post, you'll see a little sign up form to get the PDF. And I have got a whole list of things that I do to take care of myself, even during this mask wearing mayhem, as I like to call it. Okay. But in the meantime, just make sure you're getting as much fresh air as possible, because it also can contribute to or exacerbate lung conditions like asthma, COPD, even lung cancer and TB, or any other lung condition. If you don't breathe enough fresh air, obviously they have proven that, air pollution does exacerbate and even cause things like COPD and asthma. For those people who smoke cigarettes, I hope it's not too many of you, but if you do, you have to understand that pollution and those chemicals in your lungs is also doing harm and affecting you at the cellular level. So you need to get out and breathe as much fresh air as much as possible, probably more than others, to at least counteract that. And I hope that you'll think about quitting, because I smoked a long time ago, and I did. And believe me, it's not easy for the first 2 weeks, but after that, your lungs will thank you. And then you'll be able to breathe in even more fresh air, because they'll be even healthier and able to do so. Also, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but sometimes when I'm at home, my eyes might start watering. I might have a little tickle in my ear, nose, or throat. Maybe you have a throat irritation, postnasal drip. Well, that can be caused by air pollution, indoor or outdoor. If you go outdoors, hopefully your air is clean enough that you can take some deep breaths. Of course, if you have allergies or there's any kind of smoke or pollution, I don't recommend you do that, but I'm going to tell you how to clean up your indoor air pollution soon. We'll get to that in just a minute. So on that note, and if I'm going a little fast, again, go over and get the PDF download over on my website at lisaandpepe.com/blog/breathe-fresh-air. So some sources of indoor air pollution, as if though you didn't know it was bad enough to be just sitting inside all the time, right? With this COVID-19, we're indoors more, can't get outdoors as much as we'd like, although I think we have to make the effort and intentionally get outside. They do say it's good for us, and I've known that all along. I'm sure we all have. So get outside even more if you can nowadays, and always. But anyway, if you're indoors, you might notice, or you might not, the formaldehyde and the chemicals that leach off of the materials in your furniture, your carpet, your paint, any decor items, they stay around for a while. It's always good to exchange the air in your house as much as possible, if you can, again, if it's safe to do so, because the indoor air pollution can not only accumulate, but it actually can off-gas. Materials can off-gas for up to 2 years, maybe longer. I don't know how long they did the study for, but it was a long time on some of it. I know that they're trying to get better at not having as much formaldehyde in things, but you want to make sure that the things you buy, you're checking on the materials they're made out of, and they might very well have a safety sticker on them for formaldehyde and VOCs, okay? Also, dust mites. You don't think of this, but in your dust, in your house, lives little dust mites. Sounds kind of creepy, right? But for those of us who are allergic to dust mites, it's very important to clean up the dust around your home as much as possible. Dust and vacuum a couple times a week if you can, and make sure everybody's taking their shoes off when they come in, especially if you have carpet, because you don't know what they're tracking from the indoors, from the outdoors in, and once it comes indoors, it can get embedded in your carpet. And you want to make sure you're at least vacuuming it out, or if not, cleaning your carpets at least once a month or so if you have a lot of kids or you have high traffic in and out. And whether it's at home or at work, if you can make sure that you're getting all those dust mites out of there, and all the dust and anything that anybody's tracking in, it would be very, very helpful. You'll be breathing a lot better indoors, okay? Also, I don't know if any of you have an attached garage. Very important. Anything in an attached garage can leach into your house or your home. So you want to make sure that you're sealing the door to your garage very well, and hopefully you're storing anything like chemicals or gasoline in a safe place, like a storage cabinet where the off gases can't leak out and into your home. Even a car that is just sitting in your garage can actually cause a problem if it's attached to your house. So please get in there and investigate and try to clean it up as much as possible to make sure those fumes are not coming into your home. So speaking of in the home, right? The way that you clean up the air in your house is, first of all, to open your windows and doors, as I said, as much as possible. We want to do that if we can while we're in the home, or even if you just open them for a few minutes to exchange if there's a good breeze blowing, and you can exchange out the air in your home. It would be very, very helpful. Open your blinds, get that sunshine in. It actually helps to prevent the mold and mildew that might grow, and you want to make sure that you're also preventing what happens is if you open the window and the sun comes in, it's awesome because mold and mildew don't like sunlight. And it also helps to clean, this is going to sound a little funny, but it actually helps to clean bacteria in the dust that might be floating around, because we know that sunshine and sunlight and heat can actually kill bacteria and viruses with direct contact. Now, I'm not saying it's going to get rid of all the bacteria and the viruses in your home, but sunshine into your house definitely helps and will help you with all of those issues and all the things that might be floating around in the air. You also could use live plants. I love the dwarf date palm, spider plants, and philodendrons. And you can go online and you can see even more plants that help you clean the air in your home. And that's really, really cool, because I was reading on some of the things that they actually help to get out of your air. And I thought that was great and great addition. And speaking of cleaning air, don't forget to clean your furnace filters. I say every 2 months. I know some people say, oh, I only have to do it every 3 months. That's what it says. But for me, 2.5 is the max I go, because I can notice a difference, and you might be able to as well. So you want to change them out as often as possible. Some people, believe it or not, if you're in a work environment, you have to change them out every month. But if you get the higher quality ones like the MERV 11 or 13, you should be able to go 2 months. And again, it depends on what your environment is. If it's a work environment, home environment, and how much of whatever's going on in that environment that you have to clean out of the air, okay? You also want to get some air purifiers. I don't recommend any one, but I do have 1 or 2 very good ones. They cost me about $200-300 each, and I've had them for years, and I have them. And I also have a few others that are HEPA filter with a pre-carbon, and you want to make sure that you put one in your bedroom, because when you're sleeping for 8 hours, you want your air as clean as possible. So make sure that you get a few air purifiers. I've tried those ones that clean the whole house, and I still find that I have to supplement with some little ones, especially in the bedroom if you're going to be closing the door at night. So that will help you clean up your air tremendously. You'll probably feel a lot better by doing so, and you'll be loving life once again. So try all of those. And there's a few more tips I have on this sheet, but I just wanted to give you the general gist of how to get some fresh air, how to clean up your indoor air. And also, I have a whole page on this PDF handout at lisambpepe.com/blog/breathe-fresh-air. And I went over all the things that I do to maintain my health, breathe fresh air, but still wear a mask where required, and how I do it. It's a few tips on how I prepare my mask before I leave the house, how I store my mask, and how I take breaths of fresh air even in between mask wearing. And I only wear them when it's absolutely necessary, because I want to breathe as much fresh air as possible, and I want to keep my lungs as healthy as possible, and I want to keep my immune system as boosted as possible. I feel terrible for those people who have to wear them all day long. I really, really do. And I hope that they are taking breaks from wearing a mask and breathing fresh air. I also have certain ways that I breathe in them, and I take them off as soon as I get out of the store. I mean, if you're in a parking lot, first of all, you're outside. They are saying that outdoor air or being outside actually helps to kind of disperse and dilute viruses, bacteria, and pollution. So that's a good thing, right? If I'm out of the store, I'm in the parking lot, there's nobody for like 20, 30, 40 feet of me, and I can social distance very easily. So as soon as I get out of that store, I take that thing off, and I use the strap to take it off, and sometimes I'll just hang it down. Whew, take a breath of fresh air and keep my lungs healthy. So again, make sure you're breathing fresh air, make sure you're cleaning up your indoor air, make sure that you're wearing your mask properly and you're getting fresh air in between, and you're only wearing it when it's required, and you're taking good care of your lungs, because I really do believe that the best defense is a good immune system, and one of the best ways to get a good immune system is to make sure you're breathing fresh air, and it really, really helps. So on that note, I'll see you next time, and remember to head over to lisambpepe.com. My homepage also has a free whole life wellness assessment you can get, and you can download that and take that. That's a lot of fun to see where you might be a little bit off balance. and get onto my blog post, Breathe Fresh Air, to get this download. And there's also a few other free resources over there. So I hope to see you soon. And until the next wellness video, bye-bye, take care, and breathe fresh air.